This is Bub83, Bull's favorite radio station. Right now, we have an activist story from 13 Bubness fans, with today's episode called Sexist Walmart messes with Betty Dukes and instantly regrets it. Remember, as always, we'll have a V-Bucks giveaway at the end, so watch out for that.
Also, for the giveaway, you have to be over 18, live in the town of Lowell, be hot, be single, and your name must start with a Z.
Now that we're back to our episode, welcome. We're the 13 Bubness fans.
I'm one of the hosts, Khodi Drapeau.
And I'm James, the other host. And today we're going to be learning about an inspiring woman who stood up against her sexist employer and made a change.
Betty Dukes was born on March 17, 1950, in Tolowa, Louisiana. Now, well-known fact about America during this time, it wasn't exactly equal. Civil Rights Act hadn't been passed until 1964, which was when Betty Dukes was 14 years old. Even in her youth, she was surrounded by discrimination. Because of this, she was always trying to make a difference. After moving to Antioch, California with her 5 siblings, she took on different roles. She was a volunteer and a community organizer for different events, while also being a Baptist minister. Then, one day, she began to work for Walmart as a greeter.
She started off making $5.15 an hour. Starting on her first day, she was being discriminated against. Then, during her 6 years of working, she wasn't getting a promotion opportunity during the time and was demoted from customer service all the way down to a greeter. Even though her only examples of misconduct were common practice that all employees did, like exchanging change with the cash register, and shouldn't have ever resulted in demotion. This combined with the fact that 75% of Walmart employees were female, but most promotions went to males, was enough to prove to Betty Dukes that this was inequality. Betty Dukes, a woman who has lived through sexist oppression in her workplace for many years, had enough. She was determined for justice, and what she did next proves it.
Eventually, Betty Dukes took Walmart to court, representing 1.5 million plaintiffs who had similar experiences to her about the inequality that happened to them. She thought she had a case, but the Supreme Court thought otherwise. They believed that the, quote, experiences between the plaintiffs were too different to have a concise case, end quote. But many critics said this was unfair and cold. This made suing companies in the future far more difficult. Makes the ruling seem more like it was just done to protect major corporations, rather than to enact justice, especially considering there were 1.5 million plaintiffs. So, this means if you were to apply that logic to other cases like this, the stronger, more powerful, and richer party would usually always win, no matter the argument. This is truly injustice. And even though, in court, she never got her justice, she did still make an impact, as my co-host will explain what is it, Jonathan?
Khodi, while you were talking, I found Betty Dukes outside the studio, sleeping in a cardboard box, so I brought her in for a little canard.
What?! You found Betty Dukes outside the studio and are bringing her in for a Q&A?
That's fine, I can interview her instead.
My name is Betty Dukes. I am so honored to be on tonight's show.
I'm such a silly wanker. What did you do when you weren't in court?
I would speak to different groups about my struggles. I organize banquets, celebrating events such as Martin Luther King Day and Black History Month. And I'd also give food to the needy.
Okay, but do you feel like you're an inspirational person?
Yes, I inspired multiple people to take up their own lawsuits against discrimination, like I did, such as the Central Dick suing Walmart back in Wisconsin.
Okay, would you say you left any impact?
Of course, my actions have caused Walmart to change certain policies, such as the way it treats pregnant workers.
Hey, look, Betty Dukes, we're so happy that you're here today, but didn't you die?
Yeah, on July 10th, 2017. Wait, what, I'm dead? Okay, my last words are to never let someone oppress you just because of something you can't control, and always stand up for yourself. This is my call to action.
Oh no, kill the spot for quick!
Wendy's, have you ever been tired, hungry, sick, ugly, depressed, unfulfilled, and ugly? Then leave your sins behind and buy the $5 biggie bag now. Wendy's, we're your eternal salvation.
To conclude, Betty Dukes was a massively influential person who's lived through oppression while shedding light on the oppression that others were facing. She was a brave and just person when she was unjustifiably denied promotions. When her male peers were constantly climbing up the ladder, she decided to fight for herself and 1.1 million others. She is truly an influential person who decides to leave this world, making sure it changed for the better. This is the bumness life.
James?
Yeah?
She isn't breathing.
Who?
Betty Duke, she's dying of a heart attack. We need to call an ambulance.
No.
No? What do you mean, no?
Okay, we're not calling her an ambulance. I've been waiting to watch this moment all my life. I've been waiting to watch Betty Dukes fall at the hand since I came across her all those years ago.
So it was you then. You're the one she worried me about. The anti-Dukes! You're the one who killed my brother.
Of course I am. Ever since she tried taking my business to court, I had to do something about it. I thought I killed her back in 2017 where nobody would suspect a murder. But I suppose I was wrong.
You're a monster.
No, she was. And her 1.5 million plans trying to fight for women's rights. She thought standing up was the right thing to do for someone of her short stature. Look at that ugly face. I'll find you a picture right now. She's actually the ugliest woman I've ever seen in my life. She should have stayed in her place, her very short, ugly place.